Good morning. Welcome to the Art of the Oracle. Today's Tarot Tuesday. Now, so I brought out tarot yesterday. Very excited to use the Deviant Moon. I really had to preserve this box. It's kind of fallen apart a bit. But yeah, so I'm very excited to use the Deviant Moon to aid us, to help us to see some of the things, some of the themes, what is going on in the world right now. Because what I love about reading cards is that they a lot of times clarify things that seem a little bit obscure. Sometimes they let you know that, there are things that are in the world going on and you're not alone in feeling that up and down feeling, or the fact that you feel like something is not all available to you, like you feel like something's going on but you can't figure out what it is, those kind of things. And if you want to know, like, is love and money and all these things that we day to day deal with, what is the outcome or what is the outlook of that? Now, tarot is a snapshot of the moment in time that we sit in right now, but time is malleable. And this moment, what's so beautiful about what's going on here on YouTube is that this is the time that I'm doing this reading. But if you see this reading a year from now, then that was your time to see it. So it's like, it's timeless. Like, is there really time, right? We judge things based on time, but something about the collapsing of time, or the ability to see past or through the guidelines of what we've created in our world around time. And I don't know why I'm telling you that, but I am. So I cleared the deck with selenite. As always, I brought out some beautiful crystals. I love this. This was one of my mom's pieces, and I love it. When she passed, I inherited it. I was with her at this beautiful little shop when she picked it up. So I am bringing this beautiful energy, and as you can see, he's very dark, right? He's like pulling a lot of this energy in. He's also very grounding, and lizard energy is around the dream time and tapping in. Like, are you dreaming of, different chaotic things? Are you dreaming of magical things? So I feel like there's information all around us. And then, of course, I brought this clear quartz crystal in for amplification of all of this energy. Sorry about that. I had to sneeze. So on a personal note, I feed my dog these homemade treats with peanut butter. And because I love her so much, I always give her a little additional peanut butter. And I just had a little bit of that. And I think I have, some, even though it's organic peanut butter, that sometimes I get a little sneezy from it. So please forgive me, because I've been sneezing quite a bit lately and eating quite a bit of peanut butter. So let's dive into the cards. Enough about me, and find out what's going on in the collective. Why was it that I was feeling this collapsing of time or shifting of time? I hear a lot of that. Please, I'd love to hear what you're hearing about shifting timelines and all this. Now, I don't feel that I've really experienced much of that, but I'm feeling it in a big way today, that some sort of time is happening. Okay, so yesterday, I think it was yesterday, that the Justice card this is a major arcana card. It's card 8. And so with the 8 symbol, that's an infinity symbol. And I was talking about, how there's a change point. What I'm getting today from this is a couple of things. One is like something is continuing from yesterday, right? So one of the things that we were talking about in yesterday's reading, if I remember right, is that there was, this kind of lessening of financial burdens, possibly, or burdens that you had where you felt like you had to be somewhat miserly, and that it was time, like it's the times are shifting, and that it was time to balance some of that out. And originally when I saw the card, I thought it was a swords card because the 2 swords are up. And I'm looking at it today in a little bit of a different way. One, seeing that you have the key within you to make this change point, is that you've been doing things that have been in a way that have been recognized by the universe. On the other hand, if you know that you've been doing things that have not been in alignment with yourself and the universe, All of this I feel like is coming into balance with the swords up around the communication, and this being up around both sides of his head. It feels like you're going, if you've been in a legal struggle, that you're going to hear the outcome of that legal struggle. If you've been going through something and maybe it's a work related thing, that you're going to hear some word around whatever that legal issue where it's finally going to come to be, right? And with this strong arm here coming in to show us this, fish, that I feel always, one, I feel it as a somewhat of a lucky symbol, but I also feel that it means something new is coming in. So I feel like, that you have the keys are right in front of you to move past a situation, that you're going to hear word about, legal things or something that is going to change the way your life has been, because it's at a change point right now, that it's time for the balancing of what your life has been, right? And so, wow. And then the second card that came out is the Magician. Now, the Magician, the major arcana cards are 0 through 21 in a typical tarot deck, and 0 being the Fool in the beginning. And the Magician is 1. And it's the second card. And the reason why I think that it's 1, and it generally shows you somebody who has all these tools. So these are all the elements in the major arcana: the wands, the energy, the swords, the communication, the cups, being tapped into your intuitive side, your heart-based energy, and then the pentacles, saying that you can really ground that into the earth. So what I'm hearing is with this justice and this coming to be finally something that is being resolved for you, that you're finally going to hear the communication, you're going to get that balancing off of something that is needed to be balanced in probably in a long time, for a long time in your life. And then that balancing is going to give you all the tools that you need to be the creator, the magician of the dreams that you wanted to do. This feels very, very magical right now, is that this time very much is about, and it's funny that I started off this reading with this awareness of time and it kind of collapsing, and time is really a limitation, right? If you think about it, we have times to go to work and times to get up and times to be on vacation and, birthdays. I have a big birthday coming up, and it all happens because we were born into a timeline. And I feel like something around that where you're going to look back on things and feel like this has been a major change point in your life right now on some level. And I'm feeling that as well. I'm saying that because I really feel that in my heart. Know that, see, like you see all these little shadows back here, that this is the past. It's like those are behind you now. Those are going to be just distant memories. And what you're going to have available are all the resources that you need to move forward. So the next thing I'm going to do is see if there's any additional cards. It's funny because I did see the tarot at the end of the deck, which is the falling apart of, of the world. But I did shuffle it, and see, I just saw the bottom of the deck as well, another pentacle. But I'm just gonna take the cards that fall out and know that these little cards that I'm taking a glimpse of is that it's part of the energy, which the Tower, meaning things are falling apart, and this 8 of Pentacles, which is the being able to kind of get rewards for work done. But right here is the Knight of Pentacles, and knights are generally moving. And this one I feel like is coming face to face with the Magician. This card, Patrick has a beautiful kind of a dark way of exploring what the tarot is, right? And a little bit of comedy as well in these. But what I'm getting from this card is that the Knight is moving forward. This is a very protected energy. What I feel like he's all, protected and available to fight a battle if needed. But he's not moving very quickly. Then this is the slower Knight, and it's because he's about grounding in things, ideas, and new beginnings and things. So I feel like the reason why they're coming face to face is because there's an element of a newness around something that you're going to be able to ground in to what is happening here. So this change and this justice that is creating a balancing and finally a balancing of maybe you felt like you've had too much hardship and not enough fun, that kind of thing, giving you more tools, more resources to be able to ground this new, these new shifts coming in. I think there's one more card. So is there one more? Yeah, there's one right there. Okay, so wow. So this is the 7 of Swords energy. And of course, 7 is, it's kind of like it's a very changing energy. 7s feel lucky on some level. This is somebody who's balancing the things that have been said. So he's, the swords are all around him, and let's look at the swords as ideas, so it could be that you've had tons of different ideas, which is the first thing that's coming to my mind, is that you've had tons of different ideas, and some of them have landed, some of them have just fallen to the ground, and you're balancing right now some thoughts and ideas. So that's what I'm feeling, because this is a very, very uplifting reading here, that because this person is here in red, which is around being grounded, and gold, which is around a success. Oh, excuse me. I'm feeling like all this energy in my, in me transforming. So I always think that whatever happens in a reading is there as a little bit of a gift or a twist or a plot change. So what I'm feeling is that the energies are shifting, and you've been doing a lot of things. You've been putting a lot of words and ideas. I'm going to use these swords as ideas, because that's really what they're feeling like right now. You've had all these ideas. Some of them have worked better than others. Some of them have just not really gone very far. And right now you have an opportunity to really kind of create, or, feel, receive a new idea. That's what I'm getting from this sword being balanced. Now you can also look at it as eating your words, right? But I'm looking at it as ideas that are really coming in, and it's going to give you an opportunity to kind of feel a shift within the way you can communicate outward. And it's interesting because I brought in a communication crystal for me when I wanted to do this reading, and I'm hearing that there is one more card. This reading is, I apologize, it's starting to get long, and I feel like, wow, look at that. And I actually feel like there's 2 more. So when we're looking at this reading now, and we're seeing that things are kind of coming into balance, and the swords, we're being able to receive either the verdict or some just thing that's going to help create that new shift, letting us know that we have all the tools that we need, balancing, moving forward, because the justice is starting the reading with balance, and that the energy of the Knight of Pentacles is going to create something that you can ground in a very protective, very kind of methodical way, that you'll also be able to receive some ideas, something that you really tangible, that you can move forward with. And then it's going to allow, so there's another 7 here that is amplifying this energy and allowing some sort of creativity to come of it, right? If you've, because all of these energies here on this 7, it's like you've been there, you've done that. And that's kind of what I was getting from this. Like, you've had all these different ideas, and some of the things have worked and some of them haven't. And this is, so it all feels like a lot of experience. And now you're kind of going into this new direction, because you do have a whole bunch of new tools here. And you're moving forward with the ideas and the will, like the desire to recreate or to create something in a new way. And in doing that, it's bringing in this Queen of Wands energy, which is this fiery energy, and the ability to really know and to feel good about a project. Something that I feel like it's going to bring in that energy that's going to really like amplify or ramp you up in some way, about something that you've been wanting to do possibly for a really, really long time. So I feel like this is a very powerful time, a very powerful reading. Thank you for following me through this journey. I'm just kind of going with what feels appropriate. So yeah, so tap in, don't give up. This is whatever it is. If you haven't heard this or feel that this justice or this balancing is there yet, it's coming. These are major arcana. So this is what I feel like this week is starting off here, where it's going to bring in new resources, new balancing, new energy coming forward to help you recreate and to be able to kind of receive and to really embody through your heart center some new artistic, new changes, new ways to see something, new ways to hear something. And that's going to bring you into this really beautiful, energetic. This is about passion. This is about moving forward in a really creative way and feeling it in a feminine way. Feminine energy is all around creation and receiving. So thank you so much for being here today and for following the cards through this reading. I hope you will come back tomorrow for the What's Up Wednesday. And until then, have a magical day. Bye now.